Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of February. Wow, it's the 2nd of February. Can you believe that? We're already this far into the month. We're going to have a really good session today. Some of you are going to be maybe a little offended about what I'm going to say today. We'll see what happens. Put your comments there in that chat section. What's going on? James, good to see you there. Put in there if you can hear me, if it sounds good. Tell me what you're doing today. Tell me where you're at. Tell me what your weather's like. I know in the northeast part of the United States we're having some huge snowstorms. So tell me where you're at. What part of the country? What time is it there? It's really great to spend time with you guys each day and kind of share what I'm doing and share what I'm working on. We finally, Jessica and I, my wife and I, have been working on a webinar. She's been working on one for her dog training. I've been working on one for my master class on how to set up a drop shipping company. And I'm going to put a link in here in the next couple days so that you can actually attend that master class and you can learn the stuff. James's sound is good. I appreciate it. Make sure everybody is posting in that chat section. Super important that you do that. In doing so, it gives a lot more distribution to my video. I woke up today and my YouTube studio, which is actually the analytics for all this stuff, is looking pretty darn good. I was really happy about that. Let me check this real quick here before we get going. I want to see what's going on. Do any of you know anything about a guy named David Goggins? David Goggins. And if you do, post in that chat section if you know about David. Aldine, what's going on, man? Good to see you. It's nice and sunny day here. It's 12 p.m. in Kingston, Jamaica. I've been to Kingston. Beautiful place. Man, I love the food there. I love me some jerk chicken. Sound is good, Aldine says. Awesome. I'm just looking at my estimated revenue today, and I'm not going to say what it is. I will say that my CPM, or my cost per million to advertise on my channel, is over $36 now. Now, to put that in perspective, it can be as low as $1 or less. And let's see, Savannah, Georgia, sunny and 42 in Savannah. Good, James. And Mrs. Wilkes, we talked about that the other day. Jessica and I, man, we want to go there so bad to go back to Mrs. Wilkes. Mrs. Wilkes is a restaurant there in Savannah, and there's a line down the sidewalk every single day. I think they got outdoor seating right now. I can't wait till you can sit indoors. Just an amazing restaurant, guys. Oh my gosh, Savannah is just an amazing town for food. The Pink House there, we've eaten there. Just love Savannah. It's just such a beautiful place down there on the water, walking along there. But anyhow, I want to talk to you today about doubling your income for 2021. And it really doesn't matter what your income is. Okay, so if you think, oh my gosh, I made 50,000, there's no way I could make 100,000, or I've made 10,000, there's no way I can make 20,000. Whatever your number is, it's not the number. It's not the number. I'm telling you guys, you can double your income for 2021. We will do it with my company, and it's because of certain techniques that we're going to employ that actually David Goggins talks about. Now, David Goggins, if you don't know who he is a guy who weighed almost 300 pounds. He was in the military, and he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. And he went into the recruiter's office, and the recruiter looked at him and said, "You don't stand a chance, man. There's no way you're going to become a Navy SEAL." And over the next few months, he lost, I think, 106 pounds. He got in great shape, and he did become a Navy SEAL after 3 attempts at going through SEAL school. And he also became a Army Ranger and Air Force Special Forces guy. He's now known. What's going on, Chris Brown? Good to see you, Christopher Brown. He's now known as the toughest man alive. That's David Goggins. David Goggins is amazing. But he talked about a story the other day that I wanted to share with you guys. And it really is how to improve everything. But it's how you look at stuff. So he was talking to somebody, and they were in college, and they weren't getting the grades they should. And he said, "What are you doing?" And the individual said, "Well, I'm working incredibly hard. I mean, incredibly hard. I'm working as hard as I can." He said, "Okay, well, as hard as you can, what are you comparing that to?" And the person said, "Well, I'm comparing it to high school. I mean, in high school, I didn't have to do anything. And now I'm just working as hard as I can, and I can't get good grades." So the first thing he said was that it's Goggins, not Higgins. Let me put this in here. David Goggins. And you can look him up later. Don't do it now. I don't want to lose you. Don't do it now. I don't want to lose you. But he says the problem is your comparison. You are comparing what you're doing now to what you did in high school. And what you did in high school was virtually nothing. Okay, so you aren't working hard enough. You're not doing it. Now, David Goggins had learning disabilities. He had dyslexia, and he got through some of the toughest tests in the military to become a Navy SEAL. I mean, it's not easy to become a Navy SEAL. You pretty much have to be, a math whiz and a genius and all kinds of stuff. It's not just a physical thing. So I think a lot of times what we do is we compare what we're doing and we go, oh my gosh, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing so much. And we compare that to what we have been doing, or we compare that to what somebody else has been doing, when in fact your potential is just boundless, but you're not putting forth the effort that you actually should. Let me get a little sip here real quick. And when you compare to things, you tend to not really do your potential. Your potential is just incredible. I know my wife and I do workouts every day, and sometimes I'm doing my push-ups, and I have these things where I have 3 40-second intervals, and in these 3 40-second intervals I try to do as many push-ups as I can in a 40-second interval, and generally I'll do anywhere from 38 to 42 push-ups in 40 seconds. Now these have to be good formed push-ups. You got to come down and almost touch your nose to the ground. I mean, it's got to be really, really good form, according to my own personal rules. Okay, according to my own personal rules. Now, could I do more? I probably could if I pushed myself a little bit more. So this year, we've decided that we're going to push ourselves a little bit more. We're both running YouTube ads. We both have video ads running on YouTube. We're both going to be doing our webinars, but we're also going to be doing everything we did last year. So last year, I ran my survival food company, which I'm doing this year too. And yesterday I was working on a sequence of emails that are going to go out. A lot of people think, well, if you've got a product for sale and people want it, then you should just go ahead and sell it. But you shouldn't. You should do more than that. Like we haven't had our small cans of beef and chicken in almost a year because of shortages, because of COVID. And now we're finally getting them in. And I could just say, hey, they're back in stock. You guys can buy them. But I'm going way, way above that. What I'm doing is I'm setting up an entire email sequence. I'm letting people know about the discount. I'm giving discounted shipping. I'm going to give freebies in there, certain freebies they're going to get. And then after that email, I'm going to, when they're buying that meat, I'm going to put what's called a bump offer on the sales page. And that bump offer on the sales page is going to offer them membership into my Survival Academy. And then after they have that bump offer of Survival Academy, it's going to go to a page to thank them for buying the meat. And then on that page, it's going to offer them a bigger case of meat. So I'm not going to just do what I've been doing. I'm going to do way beyond that. Is that enough? I don't know. But I know I'm going to follow up with those emails for 3 or 4 days after I send the initial one. And I would bet that all that product is going to sell out pretty fast. We expect to do just under $30,000 in 2 or 3 days on that particular promotion. Now we would do more, but that's all the product I have. Okay, so that's all I can sell. So that's what that adds up to. That's like 28,000 and some change. So also what I'd like to have you do is put in the chat section, what are you doing? What are you going to do this year that is above and beyond what you did last year? Okay, have you thought about that? Have you thought about, I'm going to do more this year? Or did you just say, well, I'm going to do what I did last year and hope for better results? Because you probably won't get better results if you're not doing more than you did last year. And your potential to do more is really incredible. And I want you to think about, we'll use physical examples. Let's say you're doing sit-ups, okay? And let's say you can do 20 sit-ups, okay? And right around the 19th sit-up, I walk up to you and I say, if you will do 5 more sit-ups, I'm going to give you $1 million. How many of you could actually do that? Put that in the chat section right there. You're at 19 sit-ups. You normally do 20, and I tell you I'm going to give you $1 million if you do 5 more than what you normally do. How many of you could actually do 5 more sit-ups? I would bet there's a portion of you that say, oh my God, $1 million. Well, I mean, it's that, yeah, I would go ahead and do 5 more sit-ups. I mean, I would force myself. I would do whatever it took to get out 5 more sit-ups. So the real truth about all this is it's not about what you can do right now. It's about what your motivation is. When I added that motivation of $5 million, a lot of you were like, yeah, I mean, gosh, $1 million. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I want you to think about, what is your motivation for 2021? What is it that's getting you going? What is it that gets you out of bed every single day? What is it that makes you motivated to do more? That's what we've got to add in 2021. We've got to turn it up a whole nother notch. Okay, we got to turn it up maybe a whole bunch more notches. And the reason we've got to do that is not for the fact that we're going to make more money, not for the fact that we're going to, impress people or anything like that. Let's see here. Aldine says, I would definitely do 5 more sit-ups, even 50 more. Yeah, it's the motivation, isn't it, guys? But here's the problem with all this stuff, okay? Let's say we're talking about sit-ups. You do sit-ups to stay in shape. But the problem is you don't see the prize, okay? You don't see the prize. All you see is, I got to do 20 sit-ups and that helps me stay in shape. If you step back and said, I'm going to have this ripped stomach if I really, really push myself, if I really work hard, this is what I'm going to have, you would find that motivation in your business, okay? If you said to yourself, well, gee, if I did these 3 things, which are a whole lot more than what I've been doing, yeah, my business would really turn around and I could really make a lot more money. I could double my income. So it's really about you guys seeing what that end result is. It's kind of like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there. If you can see that goal, if you can see that thing that you want, and you can see it in the moment, you're going to try a little bit harder. You're going to do a little bit more. And I know I'm going to do this a lot more in 2021. I'm going to do a whole lot more than what I did. Let's see. Christopher Brown's asking me a question. Do you invested in GameStop stock? No. I don't do anything that's really super risky. I have a lot of different stocks, and today they look really good, and I'm pretty happy about that. But I don't do overly risky stocks. I guess, every now and then I will get into a volatile stock, and one of them, I guess, not really volatile, is Tesla. And I bought Tesla when it first came out. $137. Now it's worth, if you calculate with the splits, it's worth like $4,300, $4,400. So I did good on that. But for the most part, I really try to stay safe in the stock market. Okay, I don't want to lose any money in the stock market. So I don't do Bitcoin. I don't do any of that stuff. It all looks too risky for me. I can't force myself to do that stuff. Now, you guys, I want to hear some stories about what you're going to do. And here's the funny thing, guys. If you write down what you're going to do, if you get really serious about what you're going to do, and you really think about what you're going to do, and you share what you're going to do with somebody else, you're going to find that you're going to get a lot more results, because what you've done is you've kind of made it real. If you say to yourself, I made 30,000 last year, this year I'm going to make 60,000, and these are the extra things I'm going to do to get there, you'll probably get there. That will probably happen. Don't say I'm going to try to do stuff. Say I'm going to do stuff. That's the big difference also. We're getting a few more comments in here. James Breen, I'll do 5 more for $97. Okay, he has a lower threshold. James, okay, that's cool. Paul says, so my wife is, I never want to have to try and get a job again. Oh, my why is, I'm sorry, I said wife. Given my wife's health and the fact that I want to replace her income. Well, you can certainly do that. You can certainly do. And here's how you know you can do it, because other people have done it. Okay, and they're no different than you. Other people have done whatever it is you want to do. Probably, it's really having that mindset of knowing that it can be done. And I'm gonna give you an example of that in just a second. Working on Shopify store and getting ready to launch. Great, Paul. What is that Shopify store? Tell me about it. And tell me, everybody in here, tell me what you're working on. I want to know what you're working on. And so here's an example of this. There was a guy named, and let me pull up his information here. Okay, there he is. Guy named Roger Bannister. Does anybody know who Roger Bannister is? Put it in the chat section. I'm going to look at some of his stuff here online, and what he did something that was really out of the ordinary. Roger Bannister did. Does anybody know what Roger Bannister did? Don't look him up. Don't look him up, but put in there yes I know, or no I don't know. Don't look him up. Please don't look him up. Okay, that's cheating. Don't cheat. Okay, but he was an amazing person, and he did something that pretty much changed the athletic community. And I always look at him because of what he did. So, see, we currently have a podcast called Java Sessions, and we'll showcase the t-shirt store. That's cool. James Breen, you're going to launch a YouTube channel that I've been thinking about for the last year. Wow, isn't it funny how long we think about doing something? Isn't it interesting? I mean, what we do. Paul says a 4-minute mile. He didn't just break the 4-minute mile. He did something that was pretty amazing. But here's the deal. Prior to Roger Bannister, Deb Russell, what's going on, Deb Russell? Yes, Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. What that means is prior to that time, nobody believed that the human body could break a 4-minute mile. They believed that the body would break down, that something would go wrong. I mean, it just wasn't physically possible. Your heart would stop beating, your lungs would fly out of your chest, or whatever it was. They needed your clue about athletics. Okay, yes. And when he broke the 4-minute mile, here's the funny thing. That year, a whole bunch of other people broke the 4-minute mile too. Now, why do you think that was? Why do you think it took this one guy breaking the 4-minute mile to get all these other people to do it? Prior to that, nobody could do it. Nobody could do it. But when he did it, all of a sudden, a whole bunch of people were able to do it. What was that? What was that thing? What changed for all these people? Was it easier? Was the earth different? You know, were humans better then? It wasn't that, was it? Because we all know what the answer to that is. As soon, it says 3 people that year beat what was thought to be impossible. Yes, as soon as he did that, everybody went, oh, it is possible. Oh, it is possible. So what is going to be possible for you this year? What is the thing that, you know, has eluded you that you're going to go, okay, I could do this. I could do this. This is doable. Aldine says, this year I'm going all out on my survival gear reviews blog. Good. My why is I want to have financial freedom, spend more time with my family, and travel the world. Also want to launch my YouTube channel. Okay, so do it. Frigging do it, okay? Don't put it off anymore. Don't say you want to. Don't say you're going to or you'd like to. Just say, I'm doing this. This is what I'm going to do this year. Let's see. Chris Brown, what does he say? Is being a YouTuber about biz niche is profitable? Do you watch Graham Stephan? How much he was making? It's in the millions from AdSense alone. Yes, I do, Chris. As a matter of fact, I watched Graham Stephan's video last night. He did a tour of his new home, and Chris, let me know if you saw that video. The home is just amazing. And yes, to answer your question, certain niches pay more than others. It doesn't mean you can't make millions doing gaming or prank channels because they get more views. Okay, so it kind of evens out. Mine is on the financial end because I talk about making money online, which is super important. And my CPM is over $36 per thousand right now, $36, which is pretty darn high. The other guy, let's see, in track was Fosbury Flop for the high bar jump. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them out there. You can, and you know, I'm not some super athlete, okay? I just work out and stay in shape is all I do. And I was not the type of person in high school that ever played sports or did any of that stuff. But I realized as an adult it was super important to stay in shape, and that's what I've been doing for years now, is working out, you know, doing walks, you know, sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, you know, riding a bike, doing all that good stuff. But I do it now to stay in shape, to be healthy, because I don't want to try to get out of my chair one day and pull my back out because I tried to reach over and pick something up. You know, it's so important that you have your health. But it's a good analogy in comparison to actually being able to achieve other things in your life, okay? Because, you know, and Goggins was asked this the other day, they said, is it important to do physical things to be successful in other parts of your life? And he says 100%. 100%. It's really hard to be financially successful and emotionally happy and all that if you aren't doing physical things. So I would say anybody listening to this, and I know some of you do and some of you don't, you need to get physical this year. You need to do something, guys. Your body is the one thing that if it breaks down, you can't do any of these things I'm talking about. You really can't. If you're not feeling good, if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to achieve anything financially that you want to do if you're not in good physical shape. You need to get in good physical shape. You need to do what it takes. And it's really easy. All you do is say, I'm gonna pretend I'm somebody who's really super healthy and in fit shape, and then I'm gonna say, what did I do to get here? And then do those things. I mean, it's really that easy to do that. Let's see here. Christopher Brown says, yes, I am. Cool. James Breen, 35 men ran the sub-minute mile the following year. Wow. Is that amazing? I didn't know that number. I knew it was a bunch of people. But it's just that thing that you got to get in your brain. It's that thing you got to get in your brain, guys. And, let this be that moment. Let that be, this moment right here. Let it be that moment where you go, finally, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to quit wasting time, because the biggest pain in life is what? Regret. Regret that you didn't work hard, that you didn't do what you should, that you weren't kind to people, that you didn't tell people you loved them, all those things. Regret is a horrible, horrible pain, because regret is a thing that you knew you should have done something and you didn't do it, and now maybe it's too late. Okay, so I don't think today's too late for any of you, but it is something to think about. Currently getting our practice sessions done for videos to be on YouTube and Facebook Lives. Super excited about this. I'd love to see one, Paul. How about you post one today? Post one today. Just start and get one done today. I know you got a lot of things you're working on. I'm really proud of you on that too. I know you're working really hard and you've been working on it, but get started, man. Get it out there. Get something done. Get something accomplished. That's so very important. I've pretty much gone through my webinar. I'm going to probably come in my office today and sit here and record that webinar. It's really a master class. It's really in depth, but I'm going to go through that today. So that's available. I'm going to hook up my microphone, which I don't have it in here right now. It's down there on the floor. Get good sound on it. I'm not going to be on screen for this masterclass. And we found through our studying that most masterclass, most webinars do a whole lot better if you're not on screen, because yeah, you can hold somebody's attention when you see them, like I can see you right now and you can see me, but the problem is some of the other stuff around me can be distracting. Yeah, let me get a little bit of tea here like this. That can be a little distracting, right? You like my saying today? Whoa, there we go. That's my saying of the day right there. And Paul's been talking about it. Aldine's been talking about it. What about the rest of you guys? What are you going to do this year? If you put it in the chat, if you write it out, you're a whole lot more likely to accomplish it than if you just think it. Thinking things, those thinking things, they come and go in your brain, and they aren't as solidified. Okay, let's see what Deb has to say here. Deb just put something in here. Have watched about 7 of your videos that eventually want to sell my own products. Considering the learning curve, would you suggest I invest time in building my own store first, or being with eBay? Okay, I wouldn't suggest you do either one of those. How about that? I wouldn't suggest you do either one of those. First off, eBay is not a market that a newbie should get involved in. Now, I wouldn't have said that in 2009 when I was on eBay. It was a market for that. But eBay has become a lot like Amazon, where it's a race to the bottom on price, okay? And unless you're doing really high volume, like, maybe hundreds of sales a day, it's really hard to make a living on eBay. The fees are very exorbitant. And not to mention the fact, and this happened to me, you could have, a lot of sales on eBay and be doing real well, and they could just shut down your account. That happened to me on eBay in 2011. They shut down my account. So they shut off my business. So I wouldn't say eBay is the way to go. Now, on top of that, I want to talk to you about the other thing you said, building your store out. That's another thing that's a waste of time. Don't do it. Don't do it. What you want to do is you want to test a product first, okay? You want to get a product that's selling within a particular niche. And the best way to do that is to just have a sales page, a single page, run traffic to that page and test it out. And the best software to use for that is Kartra, K-A-R-T-R-A. Don't go search it yourself. At the end of this session today, in the description, I'm going to have a link to Kartra where you can go watch a video. You can see all the stuff it does. And if you want to get Kartra, there's a $1 trial if you use my link. It's my affiliate link, but you can get a $1 trial. Now, the reason I say that is you can build out 5 or 6 or 7 pages in Kartra in no time at all. I mean, you can build out a page in 10-15 minutes. They have templates in there, and you can automatically start running traffic to it on a single product. Okay, now once you've got a single product that works, let's say you're in the survival niche, which is one of the niches I'm in. I could maybe run a thing for some type of camping tool, some cool tool or something, and if that tool worked out, I could find 1 or 2 other products within that same niche, that survival niche, and then once I've got several products, then I would build a Shopify store. Okay, then I would build out a store. But to go and build out an entire store with a whole bunch of products for sale, and then find out that those products don't sell very well and that you got to switch again, you've wasted a colossal amount of time. So Deb, I hope that answers your question about that, because you can really waste some time. Deb likes my mug. You like that? I got another one too. But it has a little bit different saying. If you stick around and you see me in some of these lives, you're going to see the other mug. Okay, not just this mug, this mug. Okay, I've got a couple of them like that have sayings, and really those things just remind me. They remind me to be a better person. Worst part was got along better with felons than people I worked with. When you started, did you have a written plan? If so, how often did you revise it? I did have a written plan. And it is not even what I'm doing now. It's entirely different, and that scares some people. Some people say, well, if I do a written plan, that's exactly what I got to do, and I got to stick with it forever. And I didn't. I changed it up because I found other things worked better. I revise every day, and I have to revise every day. Okay, I got up today and I knew exactly what I was going to do, but I read a couple of emails and some things that need fixing and worked on, and I've got to go switch now to something else. So yeah, it's every day is a revision. There's certain things that I want to get ticked off every day, but if something else takes precedence, then I have to do that. And I'll tell you how I decide that. Precedence means something that just has to get done. So if I've got a customer that has a problem, that goes in front of everything else. Okay, everything else, with the exception of family. If family needs me for anything, that's going to go in front of my business. Okay, and those are my precedents. And then I work on all the stuff that I need to do. Let's see here. Why would you switch to Shopify later? The reason you would switch to Shopify is an e-commerce platform that is amazing. Okay, and I'm not saying switch. Okay, listen to me on this. You would still use Kartra, but you would have your e-commerce site on Shopify and still drive traffic to your Kartra pages. Still have your emails go out from Kartra. Still have your follow-up, your sequences go out from Kartra. But Shopify, you can have all your products there, so you had a store preference. You can't really build a store in Kartra, so it's not like you're going to put up your Kartra store and people are going to go there and find a bunch of your products. It's not like that. Kartra is a email marketing, digital marketing type software, and you could drive traffic to it and work on a particular thing, and you can run emails and do all that, but you actually do need a website on the side. Now, some people never open a website. They never have a Shopify store, but I think you miss out on that because you miss out on the synergy of actually having a website out there when people search and you've done some SEO that your store comes up and they can see it. So that's why I would do that. Let's see, I reached to your channel through John Crostani channel. Oh, cool. He's a good friend of mine. From that interview that you had done with him. Yeah, John is a good guy. I've known John for a number of years. We met in Cancun at the Clickbank Platinum meeting, which means that we were both platinum members at Clickbank, and I think it's like you got to sell $1 million a year, something like that, to be a member of Clickbank. And I'm talking about not totally in your business, but just on their platform. You got to do that. And if you do that, then of course you get into the platinum group. And I'm looking at my plaque up there right now, and here we go. Let me show it to you guys, because I don't want to turn around this camera, because if I turn around this camera, that would be a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. And this is what we're talking about for Clickbank right here. There's my platinum plaque that is up there on my bookcase. You can see it next to my books right there. So that's what he's talking about with John Crostani, and that's how I met John. Nice guy, like him a lot. So I want to hear a little bit more before I get out of here what you're going to do. Has this session today got you to commit a little bit more? If it has got you to commit, if it has got you to think a little bit, I want you to put that in the chat section. Tell me what it got you to think about. Tell me what it's going to get you to do, because my goal in doing these videos is to get you successful. That's it. Not selling you anything. I'm just giving you instruction on things that I'm doing and things that you can do to get really, really good results. So put that in the chat section there. It says, I also came across your channel through John Crostani interview. Wow, John Crostani interview was a big thing. And it was funny because one day I was just talking to him. We were just talking about random stuff, and I was like, hey, we ought to do an interview. He goes, yeah, I want to interview you. And I said, well, I want to interview you. So we actually did 2 interviews. I interviewed him and he interviewed me. I put both of them on my channel. I think he just put the one where he interviewed me on his channel. I can't remember what he did there. And he's been out of the loop here for a little bit. I don't know where he's at. I know he went to New York a few weeks ago, and I hadn't seen him do a video, and he normally does several a week. I gotta touch base with John and see what he's up to. Let's see here. 1/2 of success is knowing what you want, and the second half is knowing what you must give up to get it. Yes, you got to give up something, right? And I hear this time thing. Oh my God, this time thing drives me nuts. I meet so many people who don't have enough time. And I'm like, well, don't you have the same amount of time as me? We all decide how we're going to spend our time every day. We all make that decision. Should I bother with a store now or wait 6 months or a year or more? Well, it's not a time thing, Deb. It really isn't. It's really a matter of a result thing, okay? Once you get a product that is selling well, and you're making some money on that product on a Kartra page, then, and it's a niche where you can offer more products, then of course you would build out a Shopify store and add a bunch of products to it. So that's how that works. It's not a time thing. Don't think of it as a time thing, because this can happen in a week. It could happen in 30 days. It could happen in 2 months. I don't know. But I know, like, I have a full-blown Magento website that I've had for years. Matter of fact, I got to work on the design of that. But I have that, and I use that every single day. Those interviews were great. Here he's ramping up his ads again. Yes, he is. He did an ad campaign with Kelly Felix, which is the rich jerk guy. And that didn't go the way they wanted. They did some infomercial stuff, but he's doing a lot more infomercials now, late night stuff, and that's working out for him. I talked to him about that not too long ago. So think about this year, guys. Are you going to double it? Has any of this information kind of hit with you that you're going to double your income this year, double your sales this year? Because you know what else you got to do? You got to double your efforts. Okay, double your efforts, because none of this is going to happen if you don't double your efforts. If you don't really, double down on what you've been doing. If you don't do what you've been doing better. Have you thought about that? Not necessarily doing more, but in some areas, just doing better at what you do. Can you improve what you've done? Are there tweaks you can do? I know this year I'm going to try to improve videos, and I've got some great ideas to do that. And I'm working with my video editor, and we're going to put together some stuff that are going to be different, okay? But I've got to do more effort to make them better. That's something I got to do. I love how you test your ads and test them. That video was gold. Yes. You got to test them. You got to make sure they work. Well, here's the thing, guys. I have so many people ask me, should I sell this product? Is this a good product? Is this a good ad? Is this a good sales page? There are some basics to all these things. However, I don't know. You got to let the market test it for you. You got to try this stuff out. You got to put stuff out there and see, 2 things out there and see which one works better than the other. And then you'll know. I don't care how good a marketer is. They can't tell you what all is going to work for you, because every situation is different. Every product's different. Every audience is different. They're all different. Let's see. I got one comment here that was blocked. Let me see. Why was that blocked? Post my first YouTube video by February 28th. Good. You've got an exact date. Exact dates are very important too. Don't just say this year I'm going to do something. This year is a long period of time. We want to make sure we have a drop dead date that you're going to get stuff done. What's most you spend in a day on ad spend? I don't want to say what my budget is on a daily basis. I don't want to say that. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. So so I think I'm done. Am I done? You guys tell me if I'm done. Is there anything else we want to cover today? If there's something else you want to cover, I'll give you a second to post it in there, because I know we have about a 15-20 second delay, something like that. So I'll give you a second to put anything in there if you have any questions. If you enjoyed today's session, I would really appreciate it if you would post that in there. Remember, this chat section is so important to me because the more you guys put in there, the more interaction is shown on YouTube, and the more interaction that is shown, then the more they show my video. So it's a snowball effect thing. So you guys putting information in there, you guys putting questions in there, you guys telling me what you're going to do, all those things are really critical. And I haven't asked you, oh my God, I haven't asked you to subscribe. Would you please do that? Would you hit that button down there that says subscribe? If it's red, it's warning you. It's saying, hey, you haven't clicked me yet. You need to click me. So hit that button down there. Make sure you turn it gray. And when you do, a bell's going to pop up. You want to turn on all bell notifications. You want to ring the bell. Make sure, my bell looks like it's crooked. Much better. Okay, you want to turn on all bell notifications so that you know every single time I'm doing a new video, every single time I go live, every single time I upload one, I can notify you. And it's not that frequent, but you do want to know, right? You don't want to go searching for it. You want to make sure that you know when I do a new video. So if you've got anything else you want me to do, put that in there. James Breen, thanks for the great suggestions. James, I want to see what you're doing, buddy. I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm going to be following you. Watch out. I'm going to be following you on the 28th. I'm going to be going, hey, James, where's that video? Or I'm going to go, James, that's a great video. Which one do you want to hear from me? Which one? Okay. And I can tell you it's going to be a great video because anytime you put forth the effort to do something like that, that's great. That's more than what most people will do. Most people will never, ever do anything in life. They're never going to do anything. They're going to get up. They're going to go to a job they hate. They're going to do that for a number of years. Then they're going to try to retire on half the amount of money that they were getting paid on the job, and they're going to hang out until they die, and they're not going to work out and get sick. That's what most people are going to do with their lives. Is that what you want to do? Really? Is that what you want to do? I don't think so. You know why I don't think so? Because you showed up here today to listen to me, and I'm not entertaining. I'm not a singer. I'm not telling jokes. I'm telling you hard stuff. I'm telling you difficult stuff. And if you're listening to hard and difficult stuff, then you're the kind of person that I want. Okay, you're the kind of person I want on this channel. You're the kind of subscriber I want, and you're the kind of person that's actually going to do something with their life. So yeah, so I think I'm done for the day. If I get a bell, I'm getting one off the fire engine. That's probably a pretty good idea. When would you share some of that gift cards, man? I do gift cards sometimes on Saturday, and I do it just for fun. Gift cards, they're not much money. I mean, it's not a lot of money. I would much rather share ideas with you that you can make money for a life. It's like, feed a man, for a day, or teach him how to fish for a life. What would you rather do? But I do them, and I only do those on Saturdays. I don't do those during the week. That's a Saturday thing, and I have a lot of people that show up for that. They appreciate that. They like it, and that's cool. And I'll do it again. I'll be here next Saturday. Talk is cheap. Action speaks louder than words. 100%, my man. So we're gonna end on that today. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Post on this video, even if this is after the fact and this is not live to you. I go in, I look at all those comments, and I respond to comments, guys. So if you've got a comment, something you want to ask me, something you need help with, please put that in the comment section, and I will respond to you. I want to thank you so much for being here. Hey, we didn't sticks forks in you yet. Oh, I'm not done. Yeah, I got to get done. I got to get there and get some stuff done today. I got to finish that webinar. I got to come back in here and actually record it. So thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it today. Have an awesome day and make 2021 double what 2020 was. Okay, Goggins would have it that way. Now you can go look up David